Good morning,
Well,
Mike.
good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Narthex. Something I've been doing since the early days of the pandemic was running a little bit of a live YouTube stream before the service is a way to kind of catch up on announcements that didn't quite make uh, the bulletin the weekly mail out, and to just kind of connect with folks and say hello and talk about things that sort of have come up in the last couple of days. So, here we go. We have Laverne. Hello, Laverne.
Good morning. You hear
How,
me?
how are you? I can hear you just fine. How are you today?
All right. I thought I'd try this and see if it's working any better than the last time I tried.
Well, I think last time you had some sound issues,
Yes,
but I think it's working now. So, how are you and Barb doing?
doing pretty well, thanks.
Yeah, and
Keeping our heads well below the trenches.
I'm assuming you got your booster already.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been right on time or slightly early wherever we needed to on the boosters, that's for sure.
Where did you get your booster?
At the drugstore at Rexall.
Oh,
Line, no problem.
I have found I know people have had an easier time with the drugstores this time around. I got mine through the government, through the website, the province of Ontario. I went to the EY Center, and I was pretty early in terms of registering, but Sabina got hers, I think around the same time, and she did hers at the Shoppers. And she got hers lickety split.
A little trouble with the camera here.
Oh, what kind of setup have you got there, Laverne?
I have to classify it as pretty crude. Yeah, that's a little better.
Are you using a computer or a tablet?
I'm on the regular desk computer.
Okay.
Somewhat dated, but not bad.
Well, I did a deep dive into the analytics of the services that we've been broadcasting on YouTube, and it actually allows you to find out the percentage of viewers by device. So, what kind of devices people are using to watch our services?
Oh,
And the highest one, or the highest percentage at almost 50%, were computers. So laptops or desktop computers. That was number one. Number two was TVs. So
Yep.
people have got smart TVs at home, like I've got one just over here that can stream YouTube. So that was number two.
That's how Barb watches. She watches on the television.
Okay. So she's one of that. She's one of that cohort.
Yeah, you can't talk or communicate, not with ours anyway.
No, you can't. Well, I don't know if you can do with mine. Probably. I don't know. I'd have to try that out. But the number three was phones, and I was a little surprised that the last number was tablets. I know a lot of people have tablets,
Yeah.
but that was the last one. Oh, here's Dick. I'm going to let Dick in here. So that was interesting, and also found out that I think it was like 75 or 80% of our viewers are from Canada. And I'm not surprised at all that most of our viewers are from Canada. But what is surprising to me is that there's 20% of our viewers who are not, which makes me wonder where they're watching from.
That surprised me early on when we started doing that, putting stuff up on the net. There were always some from outside of Canada. It's quite
Yeah. So I don't know. But actually next week we've got a little bit of a treat, because I think I don't want to say for sure, because I haven't got 100% confirmation on this, but I can say there's a good chance that either next week or the week after, our worship leader is going to be the one who's the farthest away from Ottawa ever. In fact, I think she is so far away from Ottawa that if she were any farther away from Ottawa, she'd be closer. Let's put it that way, because the world's round. So,
sounds like Australia.
Oh, could be.
Yes.
Could be somewhere down there.
Morning.
Good morning, Gloria. How are you?
Cold. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty warm
When's
actually right
when's
now.
it gonna warm up? Is it gonna before the snow or what snow is supposed to come tonight? So it usually has to be
Oh.
warmer to be snow. So there's 25
School.
centimeters tomorrow.
Yeah, and school is supposed to start tomorrow. Sad.
Could be a
Mother
messy
Nature's
day.
got a plan, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be interesting day because the kids are supposed to go back to school.
Yeah.
Naomi's been in school. Naomi went back to school last Monday.
That's good.
So
Oh.
her class came back early, which was really quite nice for her because I think she is going a little stir crazy sitting here. So she was able to go. Yeah, she's nodding at me right now. Yep. She was able to go back, and Isaac goes back tomorrow, but I have a feeling they're going to be home tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that if it's really 25 centimeters and it starts tonight, then it's gonna be a lot of snow by the morning. So yeah.
And you know what? Like at this point, I'm just ready to say, you know what? Just don't go. Just stay home. Like, like what's the difference at that and now? Like he's doing really, really well in school. Like I'm not worried about him missing a day, but oh my gosh, if he has to work, he walks and it's he walks to Crane Wilson from my house, which is about almost 4 kilometers.
You're kidding. Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, he likes to walk. He's like me. He's just always out walking around.
They're
And
all-
how's sorry, go ahead, Dick.
Yeah, I think that my daughter is still a bit paranoid about her son who's 9, he can't get his second COVID shot until the end of the month. So I mean, when I go over there, I sit in the back garden and we sit out with blankets on us, so we're not. I'm not in the house. So,
Yeah.
And I have a person who takes 2 or 3 COVID tests a week in order to see Jackie. So I probably been more tested than anybody in my church or most of the neighborhood, quite frankly.
I bet you do. I bet your nasal passages are going to be a little bit
Well,
sore.
it's not as bad as the one they actually gave you. You know, the more one in the arenas when they were doing it
Mhm.
last year. It's much less painful. Mind you, you're the person that's sticking it up there, but
Yeah.
it doesn't see. I don't think it's made to go quite as strong as that other one, quite frankly.
I don't think so. We had because the kids got test kits from school.
Yeah.
I think we've all had a turn taking the test. Just we wanted to have at least one of us tested before we went to go see my parents for Christmas.
Yeah.
We figured, well, one of us has got it anyway. So we tested. I decided I would test myself.
Yeah.
And we were laughing so hard because the test is, reminiscent of other tests that women might have taken in the beginning of their childbearing years. Let's put it that way. And then you sit there and wait for these lines to develop.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
So-
line is a good line. The T line is not a good line. So yeah.
That's right. So Sabina's like, she says, it's like waiting for a pregnancy test. Yeah, it's a COVID. But no, it was, and then Isaac took a couple because he was he had a sore throat and a headache for a few days. He took 2 of those tests and he took a test from the one at Ray Friel, and they all came back negative. So he was tested 3 times that week.
I've never had a
That was all.
test.
No?
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
and I
well,
don't go.
you don't go any. I mean, it's not like you're not
Not that bad.
one of the most popular gregarious people I know, Gloria, but if you're able to hunker down, you're able to hunker down, right?
Well, I'm nervous.
Hmm? Nervous about what?
Nervous to be out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But my brother, our youngest brother, has just recovered from having 5 days of having COVID. Basically, he went in the basement. It was like a cold. He wasn't even sure he had it, quite frankly, until he had a test. And similarly with his daughter, who was a university student, it was about 5 days it was gone, and everybody went back normal. I have a nephew he and his 3 sons and wife are doing it because his oldest son picked it up at a hockey tournament. But again, they're not particularly sick. They're
all back.
They
They're all
test.
back.
They've been vaccinated, so they're not really having. It's not a extreme. You get it at that stage. You're not getting a real bad case, quite frankly.
Depends who you are. I mean,
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I mean, I think by and large, it is more mild.
Yeah.
But I think we still got to be careful because if we get like a small percentage of a very large number is still a pretty large
Yeah,
number.
it is,
So,
it is, yeah.
but I've had, let me see, I'm up to four of my colleagues have had COVID at this point.
You're kidding. Yeah.
My cousin has it right now.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like have it too. Like Dick said, they're not really sick.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that tells us for the future. You don't know what repercussions people are going to have that do have it. We don't
Yeah.
know anything. They don't know, you know.
The worst story I've got is my sister's, who's in her mid-70s. Her best friend, right from grade 1, became a public health nurse and was a very good one. And she was always a good student. She had her second marriage. She married a guy. They're both very evangelical, and he's a pharmacist. Guess who was looking for this ivermectin, this deworming stuff, to get cure the stuff, and they couldn't get it in Alberta. I think guess who died from COVID? It was the husband.
Oh my gosh!
Last couple of weeks. Crazy.
Oh.
And this is partly evangelical. They're very evangelical people. So
I don't know,
people, but crazy about this. They go on these tangents about cures and stuff like that. So,
but it's so funny. Like it's weird because like you got a person who's a pharmacist. I mean,
yeah,
you gotta know a thing or two about chemistry
Yeah,
in the body to
and
become a
he was
pharmacist.
working certainly up to the last couple of years. He was doing relief work around central Alberta. So yeah, but I don't know. I mean, the same thing is happening. I've got a second cousin who's got a son, and they're very evangelical. And there's where I live, there's quite a few very evangelical. Some communities in the country are even more so. And my brother, who I talked to, I said, look, there's been more than a few problems there because people have got it. They were either not taking any COVID shots, or they were embarking on some other kind of medication, and they got big time sick. They probably couldn't have a lasting impact on them. So yeah.
Do they believe that they're going to be saved? Is God going
Well,
to save
something
them?
God knows. I don't know why these people are not stupid. A lot of them are quite out. They're well educated, but somehow they've just gone on a tangent. I don't know whether they're picking up media online. Like if people can believe the U.S. election was stolen, they can certainly believe a whole bunch of other stuff. On basis of stuff I don't know where they're getting their information. I don't think the church itself is preaching it, but the evangelicals tend to be the most resistant to closing.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
My cousin is a minister. He's a minister in the United States.
Yeah.
And he's a strong anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
Yet his son-in-law has died from it.
Yeah.
And he's still a strong anti-vaxxer.
Yeah, I just still understand it. Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad that guy got kicked out of Australia. Because
Novak Djokovic.
well, it just was the point. He's a non-vaxxer trying to get over everybody's time, or the government. It's too bad he can't play for anybody who likes the sport. But the thing is, he's not vaccinated.
But he also had a case of it recently too.
He had it.
He was claiming that was his immunity from that.
Yes, but he didn't. Apparently, he didn't isolate while he had it.
No, he didn't. They got pictures of him like going maskless at a party
So
while he had COVID.
To accept that?
I don't know. It's and he's become a real kind of folk hero to some people. I have a family member, extended family member, who has gone completely off the deep end when it comes to this kind of stuff. And it's just like, whoa, we can't believe what we're seeing. But I don't know. At least, the people I know are being careful. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, exactly. And the people I know are mostly being careful, I guess. If they're getting COVID, so I don't know where they're getting it.
Well, it's in the air.
There's certainly nobody downtown yesterday. God knows I was in the market. I know you could have shot a cannon there. You wouldn't hit anybody. There was, there was nothing, and there was no place. Was there any?
Morning, Ev.
Hello, Ev. How are you?
Oh, good. I finally figured I got it.
You look very.
But yeah, I think the best part about this is that Australia, that's where it's being held, isn't it?
Yeah, the Open.
Is setting an example for the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
And to all the countries, don't come to the Coliseum if you're not vaccinated.
But also Melbourne was probably the most shut down city in the world because
they're
it was
super strict.
the city was, really for months, literally, they weren't able to move. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are super strict down there.
But
My
as a result of that, it's
son-in-law-
only people don't have COVID shots. They haven't had COVID shots.
My
Yeah, that's true, too.
son-in-law is off to Australia in a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's a business work problem, but he hasn't yet checked as to what he needs to be absolutely sure to get in.
I'd get all my shots if I were him. So
Oh, he's all
is he
all
good with
well
the booster?
shot.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you can get it twice. I know someone that
Mhm.
got COVID twice,
Yeah, oh, yes.
so because he had it doesn't mean that he's exempt.
But it's pretty unlikely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's less likely.
It happened in Blackburn.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she's in Florida. And I said to her, I said, so do you have any precautions there? No. The only precautions they have is in the airport. It's mandatory to wear a mask in the airport, and that's it. But when she goes out, she said she wears her mask. She's Canadian. I guess the Canadians wear masks, but other than that, there's no restrictions, none.
The governor of Florida has basically passed a law against having any.
Yep.
Yeah, he's an interesting fellow.
But meanwhile, the rest of us are canceling all our trips and any trips if we had
The
any.
trips are being canceled for us. So
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go watch the church service now. It's gonna start in 1 minute.
Here it's
Okay.
going.
And you can watch it because Dick was part of it. And you will see as the service goes on, the Christmas decorations start to disappear. And then it starts to get back to normal as the service goes on. That was my plan, was to have it kind of transform into something else. And anyway, so it was kind of fun this week. Anyway,
So it's
thanks
on
for joining us, everybody.
Bye for now.
And it's time to go to church, which
That's
means
good
fill up my
church.
coffee mug again.
and that's on YouTube. So
On the YouTube, yeah, on our channel.